saw Jumanji, The Next Level. Pretty creative title, but I digress. We saw Jumanji, The Next Level, which is the third installment.
Well, it's the third
Over
Jumanji
the
movie.
Lifetime of Jumanji.
But I don't think this.
It's the third one, but it's the second in the modern era of Jumanji.
This Jumanji universe. I'm not sure the first.
No, they reference.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, the first movie referenced the original movie.
Okay.
So this is the same universe.
There you go.
I am 90% sure. I've been wrong before when I've been 90% sure about things. But, so take that as you will. Jumanji, The Next Level. Starring, our old favorites, The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and then I don't know the
lady who's in it.
And then the same kids from the first movie. And it's just another adventure, right?
Yeah.
They end up in Jumanji again. And so we get to see them go through this.
Yeah. First of all, I was pleasantly surprised by the original Jumanji that we saw with The Rock in it. And I was like, oh, this movie was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. And so I was excited to see this movie, Rachel. I was excited about it. I was like, heck yeah. And it's been like, I was like, has it even been a full calendar year since the last one came out? How did they even do this?
Right. It was seems like quick turnaround.
They've gotten like really good at making movies.
Up.
Do you think like 10 years from now movies will come out every month?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't remember the previous Jumanji being like great. And
you enjoyed it. I think we'll have to go back and watch your review.
We will. I have no idea what I even said about that.
I bet you said go.
I don't know about that.
I'm almost certain.
But with it, like I wasn't really looking. I was like, eh.
Yeah, you were a little bit of grumple about it.
Yeah, but we went and saw it. So Kelsey, go, wait, or skip.
Go see Jumanji: The Next Level. I tell you what, you don't even have to really have seen the first Jumanji. I don't think it would help, but it was just a fun, good movie, and it was. I mean, it's everything you love about The Rock and all his little friends making movies. I think he's done a really great job and had a really outstanding career making this type of movie. It was fun. It was smart. They didn't have to spend like a whole lot of time of setting everything up,
right?
Which I enjoyed. They just got to it, and it's funny, it's surprising, and I was entertained the entire time. I can't ask for anything more out of a movie than that, at least from Jumanji, the second level, or the next level movie.
I'm gonna say wait on this movie.
What? Are you kidding me?
I did enjoy it.
You did enjoy it.
I did enjoy it, but I just don't think it's like a great movie. Like there's just, it's Jumanji. Like I cannot put up with your ranking system anymore. You go to the movies and enjoy, and even like, this movie entertained me the entire time. And
then you get on here and you tell people not to go.
Is that like I can enjoy a movie, but think people should watch it, like wait and watch it later?
But what's the reason?
This is definitely a wait and watch it later.
Okay, then tell me the reason. Tell them the reason.
Because I just said it's Jumanji. Need I say more? Like the movie doesn't have like a ton of depth to it. It just is like, I mean, it's about getting caught in like a video game, and they have like a pretty low level like. The protagonist, Spencer, who has low self-esteem, and he's like, oh, I went,
You're getting to spoilers.
Spoilers?
Are we in Florida? I can't do
okay.
it. Try.
Was that your Danny DeVito?
Okay. Yeah, that was The Rock playing Danny DeVito.
All right.
Which happens. I like that part of the movie, too.
Let's get into things that we liked about it. This Jumanji brought in an interplay between different generations. Danny Glover... Right? Danny Glover? Yeah. Danny Glover and... No. They both have the name Danny? It's Danny Glover and Danny DeVito? You guys know who I'm talking about.
Well, then there's another Glover, right?
Well, Donald Glover is...
It is Danny Glover.
Okay. They're in the movie. Danny DeVito plays Spencer's grandfather. And then you have the kids. They all end up in Jumanji together. And I thought the interplay amongst those like different generations was pretty like great. As far as the humor aspect... It was really good. Danny DeVito had a kind of grumpy, kind of character that he played. Glover played somebody like a little, like not grumpy and a little more like cerebral, like he was often caught in his head and talked a lot. And I thought both of those characters just brought a nice dynamic to like how things played out on the screen.
I loved the movie because it was funny and it was entertaining. They took the same concept as the first movie, which I also enjoyed. And I didn't know, it appeared from the trailers to me that it was going to be, they were going to be able to pull it off again. But I didn't know. And the way that they did pull it off is that they were able to change their characters this time around. And so you got to see The Rock and you got to see Kevin Hart and all those guys like playing different characters in the movie.
Well, because the kids, when they had different avatars this time around, so the person that was The Rock last time, which was Spencer, was not The Rock initially in this movie.
It was really funny, and they also added Awkwafina is her name, the actress.
Yeah, a new avatar really played by Awkwafina.
It was just magical. It's a magical experience at Jumanji, the next level.
I thought something else that I liked was something that the actors in Jumanji, so The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, they have to kind of impersonate the character, like the people that they really are. Awkwafina did like an outstanding job impersonating Danny DeVito. Like, even with the way, like, they kind of hold their bodies, like, they had to change just slightly and subtly because they're avatars. They don't need to go over the top. But I thought, like, they did a really good job with that, so I enjoyed that.
What was crazy about that is I read that because she takes her craft very seriously, she actually lived as Danny DeVito for an entire year for this, to play this role. The action was good. I thought the script, the story was fun and interesting, and it wasn't like too predictable or whatever. They also, I tell you what I like about this movie. They brought in elements of what happens in video games, but as if you were in a video game, and they bring it into the story in a real way. So if
you're familiar with video games, then you can identify with it. So it's a easy connection point.
Do you hear the things that I don't like about the movie? I have 2 nitpicks about this movie. Would you like to hear what they are?
Sure.
First of all, at the end of the movie, one of the Danny Glover's character, I guess we find out that he doesn't have much longer to live. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the movie, instead of coming out of the game, he decides to live in this fake reality as a horse. I guess so he doesn't have to die? I don't know.
I didn't perceive it that way.
Okay.
So I took it
as... Is he still going to die?
As... I understood it more as his life was coming to an end in the real world.
Yeah.
He had this opportunity in Jumanji to...
be a horse.
Well, to take on...
It could fly.
A new experience. And you can die in Jumanji. So all the characters by the end, I think, had 1 life left.
Yeah.
So it's likely that he's going to end up dying in Jumanji. But, like, it was just like, it was almost like just another... I don't know. I saw it as like a detour from like, his life on Earth to the afterlife.
But I mean,
he gets a little Jumanji detour. So that's how I didn't see it as like
he doesn't have
avoiding dying.
Any family or anybody.
Well, because his wife had already died.
He only knows the one I mean, I just feel like...
He made amends with Milo, yeah.
If you just suddenly disappear in life, you create a burden for other people. You know what I mean? Like, he would literally have to be a shut-in to have not... created
so you're saying that perhaps he had more connections in the real world.
It seems like he would have, based on the type of character he was, and he would talk about people that he knew. Mm-hmm. And I feel like and I don't know, they just didn't explain that well. Although
that maybe they oversold that as like a good thing to do. Yeah. And you're not sure that...
I'm not sure that's the highest good there.
Right. Because the movie did kind of end with that. And that was actually part of the movie that made me cry.
Yeah, no, it's a touching thing. I was thinking as far as... Like,
but it was more about the relationship between his character and Danny DeVito's character.
The way they left open the sequel to this potentially could reveal like that it's not going to happen that way.
Right.
Anyway, the other thing that I was thinking about was this. The main character, basically, the kid...
Spencer.
He's feeling neurotic and unsure of himself, and so what he does is he makes a dangerous choice for himself that literally puts his life in danger. Mm-hmm. That's meant to appease his disordered thoughts, and so his friends then make the decision to go back into the game and put their own lives in danger based on their friends' really bad decision. I would argue. And so I wonder if we could think about, is that really the best decision to make? If you're, you know what I mean? Like, just because one of your friends makes it's a life-threatening, they could die decision. is that really the thing to do? Like, is it their friend's thing to, like, if somebody's mentally ill, and just to pull it out of this world, if somebody's mentally ill and like keeps like putting themselves in like life and death situation, if you're a friend of this person, do you have to go and put yourself in that life and death situation too, based on this person's disordered thought patterns?
Well, I could talk about that. So first of all, I think the word that you said is keeps. This character, we don't have data to show that he keeps putting himself in Jumanji.
Yeah.
So we have,
He's
you
not
know, the
addicted to
first
Jumanji.
experience, and then they were like, we're never doing this again. But clearly, in the first one, like, he got to be, you know, he wasn't Spencer, he was The Rock. And that was part of his thing, is when he came out of Jumanji, he wasn't The Rock anymore. And he was probably already went in there with low self-esteem, and then he comes out with like, or not low self-esteem, low self-worth, comes out, and then he's not that anymore, and it affected like his relationships. He was so insecure that like he couldn't keep up the dating relationship he had with the other girl that was in Jumanji with him, because he just preemptively was like ended it before she could, is what I gathered his thought process was. So like, I don't think, now I do think that the characters in the movie showed like extraordinary, they reached out in an extraordinary way to choose to go into Jumanji without being asked to or anything else. They went above and beyond. I don't think it's something that you have to do or something like that, but they went above and beyond.
I'm just saying that for me,
if they did this like the 10th time over, well then it's codependent.
Unless your name is Rachel McCarson, I'm leaving you in Jumanji. So good luck with that.
Yeah, but the idea in this movie was that this group of 4 friends had a really good, like, solid, like, friendship.
You know what I see? I see codependency.
Except for Spencer, who was dealing with a lot of issues regarding his self-worth. So I didn't have like any problem with that.
I don't like stories about friendship.
Okay.
So it might be my own personal stuff coming out of my review. However, I think I would like to circle back to a more important thing, is that at what point, Rachel, how good a time do you have to have at a movie like Jumanji, the second level, for you to say go? Because there are movies in our history, if you go through our playlist, of movies that are similarly silly.
You are never going to let me, like...
I want to understand you.
Like...
Help me understand you.
Forget that I said go to Skyscraper.
Is Skyscraper the only example, though?
I don't know. But I know that's what you're thinking of.
Okay, but isn't Terminator just as silly as Jumanji? Like, if you take a step back? I'm just curious about your rating system. I'm trying to understand it.
No, I think Terminator is a better movie.
Right, but the reason that you...
I think the production value, I think the script, I think like everything about it was a better movie. I said with a caveat of if you don't follow Terminator, then it doesn't make sense.
So this movie then had all those things, but was still about Jumanji.
Yeah, they wanted to make Jumanji a little more like gritty and real, then I might have a different thing. But this is a very surface level movie. So much so that I don't think they were forward thinking when they cast the real life characters, that group of kids, because in the first movie, the focal point was The Rock, Kevin Hart, it was them. And when you came out of Jumanji, those 4 kids, with the exception of Spencer, the other 3 were just kind of like, I don't want to say, like, I know that like they're actors and they're out there like, you know, doing their best in life, but I thought they were kind of throwaway. Like, there wasn't any like real focus on them, and then all of a sudden we get the sequel, and it's supposed to, like, they're a good big chunk of the movie. I think
they're setting up the third movie because it looks like Jumanji is coming into this world, and so here's what I expect in the third movie, Rachel. We'll have the 4 like the people that were in this movie, those kids, but then the 4 avatars, but like they're gonna be like alive.
I think that they're not gonna revisit the kids. I think the kids won't be in the next one, which is why we got the guy who came downstairs with the mom, and he's gonna be like in the focal point, or it could just be like whatever.
I think he'll be in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll move on from the kids. I don't think they did a good job of building out those characters in the first movie, and then all of a sudden they're a big part of this movie, and it was just kind of, what's funny about them is when Jack Black is Bethany. You know what I mean? Or when Jack Black was Fridge. Like, that's what's funny about it, is because Bethany is so, like, millennial, like, you know, girl loves Instagram. Like, that's what's funny about it. But, like, her by herself, they didn't flesh that out enough.
What about I'm a total horse, y'all?
Yeah. But again, it was like, anyway. The only other criticism I have of this movie is that the character Fridge, which is one of the 4 kids, he said GD a lot throughout this movie. And I was just kind of surprised because I was like, isn't this movie marketed as like a whole family kind of movie? So it was really surprising to me that the F word wasn't in the movie.
We need to get the F word in it.
But that
that's the next level.
It just seemed like that GD was used a lot in that movie. I didn't even see how it fit his character. Like, it didn't make sense to me. Again, partly because they don't flesh out like the characters of the kids. So it just really stood out to me, and I wasn't a fan of that. Anything else? No? Thanks for watching our movie review. Please like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel grow.